Hello, everybody. My name is Sam Doherty. I am interviewing Kelly Tynan today. Kelly, how are we doing?
We're doing great, Sam.
Awesome. So Kelly Tynan is a coach at Guilderland High School. She is also a teacher. She teaches English. Is that correct?
English and special education teacher. So I co-teach English with another teacher at Guilderland High School.
Awesome. And the key word here is special education because she coaches unified sports at Guilderland High School, basketball and bowling. She's been doing so as we reach the decade mark now. It's been 10 years since Guilderland Unified started up their basketball program, and what an amazing decade it has been, Tynan.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. Yep, 2014, I believe.
Yes. So just explain a little bit about what Unified Sports does for the community and for the high school.
Sure. So Special Olympics started unified sports, I'd say well before 2000, but in terms of taking off in the school districts, um, it allows opportunities for students with and with disabilities to develop friendships, to see what it's really like to be on a team, to share the experiences of being an athlete, developing that teamwork, understanding time management, really getting the experience of winning and losing. And number one, being a part of a school community and wearing a uniform. It's huge.
That's awesome. How did it feel for you guys when you started way back in 2014? What was that like for you?
Well, it was interesting because I was transferred to Guilderland High School in 2013 in September, and I was asked at a meeting that there was a program that Special Olympics wanted to pilot. And if anybody would be interested in piloting this program, and having played basketball my whole life and collegiately, I volunteered, raised my hand, and said, I'm in. So myself, along with Coach Gallagher, who also played collegiately with me, we jumped on board and it was phenomenal. The response that we have gotten in the schools, the response that we have gotten in the community, and most of all, the response that we've gotten in our school population and with our students has been huge, to the point that we have then added more unified sports to Guilderland High School since 2014.
Now you've added bowling to the mix. Any other sports in the works?
Sure have. We added bowling in 2016, and we added unified cheer to go along with unified basketball. This will be our second year for that. That has taken off and it's ecstatic because we're reaching other students who may not physically be able to play basketball, but want to be a part of something, to be a part of a team. And unified cheer is touching some of those other athletes in a different way. And we also are just piloted unified bocce this year. So we now have a unified sport in every season, which is what our goal was, to provide every student all opportunities throughout the year, as if with or without a disability.
That's amazing. So unified bocce, can you explain a little bit more about that?
So unified bocce was new this year. I was not able to coach it as my daughter is playing soccer during that season, so I couldn't commit myself. However, the coach of Unified Bocce is also my co-coach in Unified Bowling. I was able to chaperone many bocce matches. And again, as did basketball, we started off small with maybe 6 schools involved. Basketball has now taken over. We have more than 16 schools involved in Section 2. And bocce, our goal was to get at least 6 schools involved, which we did do this year. And I believe it's more than that, but I don't know the numbers to be exact. But again, it's touching and grabbing a hold of students different than that of unified basketball, different than that of unified cheer and bowling, and providing another opportunity for them to be a part of a sport at their high school.
Yeah, it's great because, these people who may not have a lot of extracurricular opportunities can have these opportunities now just fall into their lap. I think that's amazing.
And it's amazing, Sam, for them to, as I said, as the athlete myself, and you participated, just that overall feeling of being a part of a team and the overall feeling of winning when we win, but also understanding what it's like to lose. And then number one, I think the overall feeling of developing friendships, because I mean, you were there when we kind of started at earlier in the years, and you have come back, and we have alumni that come back and still continue to support us. And so we see the result and the friendships that have been made. So it is huge.
So switching gears over to basketball, we are just about a month away from when practices start. Any hopes for the season ahead, or are you still trying to get through bowling?
Well, we're trying to get through bowling, but my heart and soul is basketball and has always been basketball. So we always have a huge team, and we're lucky for that. It's a good problem to have when it comes to unified sports. And so we're searching, we're getting our interests in for our basketball team. I think we have about 20 or so interested players. Not many in terms of returning, because we graduated a lot of seniors, but overall, we're excited. April will be a month of practices and getting to know each other and developing those relationships, and then we start games in May.
Now, comparing that to the 2014 season, what was that season like for you guys?
Oh, Sam, you're going back. 2014. Well, we didn't have many participating. So we had a smaller competitive league at that point, but man, it was remarkable. Just the first of everything, getting the kinks out of everything. But ultimately, it was, as soon as the tip off of the game started, it was seeing the responses of our partners, our athletes, and you knew you were doing the right thing, and you knew the sport was going to take off. And we're just so ecstatic that so many schools have joined in on it. And that passion and that excitement is still there 10 years later. So we're looking forward to it. We've come away with some championships. We've come away with some second place wins, but ultimately every season is we're still getting what we want out of it. And that is for students to be included and for friendships to be made.
Turning over to students being included, how do you guys try to initiate the students being included in this activity?
In terms of the school community?
Yeah, I mean,
in general,
the varsity athletes and the special ed students working together.
So in terms of our team, we have our normal practices. We partner up a lot. We use our partners as our models. We have our athletes develop friendships with many of our partners. Some partners work better with certain athletes. Some athletes work better with certain partners. So we really try to, the first month in practices, we try to really develop who's going to work well with who. And then we take it from there. But we do a lot of team bonding, team, I guess, drills where we use each other's names and we learn each other's strengths and weaknesses. And, but in terms of the outside of that, outside of our team, we try to invite the Red Sea, which is our thing at Guilderland High School with our student population coming in and supporting our sports programs. We try to provide opportunities for these athletes that every other sport at Guilderland experiences. So we open it up and we try to promote it to have other students within the school and our outside community to come and also share in this experience and provide our partners and athletes with every experience that they can get. But yeah, it's really a lot of team practices, team building, just like it is for any sport. It makes it work.
Now, I would say probably what got Unified going off, and you can argue with me on this, but 2018, we had an undefeated season. We swept the entire season with wins, and that culminated in a game against Lake George, of all schools, where we beat them by just 2 points, but were able to cling to the championship. Was that like probably the best season for you guys in terms of season enjoyment?
It definitely was. That was huge. And I'm so glad you can remember that. I guess that's what it's really about, providing those opportunities to really grab a hold of when you get a season like that, to take advantage of a season like that. It's those close games. It's the buzzer beater. It's yeah, no, that season was remarkable. And it is one that it was funny because after that season, if we did have a loss, everybody thought it was over because that season was so great for those returning players. But like I said before, you take advantage of the seasons and the opportunities that you have, and they developed memories. And I'm so glad you remembered that year. And I'm sure the impact it had on you, it had on other athletes and partners. So yeah, wow, Sam, that was a good one to remember.
Believe me. Yes, side note, I played on the team for 4 years, all 4 years of my high school career from 2015 to 2019. And now I announce the games at the school. And if I'm on the road, I do the stats. I'm really excited for this season personally. I'm sure you guys are too. And talk to me a little bit about maybe plans for the future of unified sports at Guilderland, if you're looking to expand or if you're just enjoying the fact that right now we're in the thick of unified bowling and then basketball coming up.
Well, our goal, like I said before, was try to get a unified sport in every season. And now that we have added unified bocce, we have fall, winter, and spring sports covered. And beyond that, and unified cheer. So we have expanded. We're always looking to add, there is question for unified track. And we are actually within the school looking at a unified music, a unified art. And, just having those opportunities is still something that we will continue to seek after. And if the opportunity is there and someone can join in like I did back in 2014, then who knows what the future holds for Unified. But we know it's going in the right direction. And with people out there like yourself who continue to promote it, who to continue to advocate for it, and coaches like myself and everybody at GHS and all of those that coach for unified sports and Special Olympics, there is no end to unified sports. The positives outweigh the negatives. So I think the future is just going to keep going strong.
I love hearing that. There is no end to unified sports. That's awesome. A program that, like I said, just started 10 years ago. Look at it now. And likewise, in 2014, I bet you weren't saying to yourself in 4 years we were going to be undefeated.
No, not at all. But yeah, it's really we have been fortunate at Guilderland to have a huge interest group. So we have never, knock on wood, had an issue with numbers. Other schools that are smaller than us sometimes run into that issue to really making a unified team because you want to have that shared partnership of students with and without disabilities. But at Guilderland High School, numbers never seem to be a problem. We have wonderful partners who want to be there for the right reason and want to be a part of such a special program. So yeah, no, we're definitely very excited with all of our programs because we have just a wonderful school community that is supporting us.
Final question in terms of schools that have unified sports programs, would you say Guilderland ranks at the, I probably shouldn't ask it that way. Where do you think Guilderland would lie in the columns of unified sports outreach?
Guilderland's up there for sure. Just like with all of our other varsity level sports, we're always ranked up there with Bethlehem and Shen and Columbia. So we are definitely, in the top 5. And, some years are better than other years. But we were just acknowledged and granted the Unified Champion School recognition again for the second time this year. So that's another honor within itself to just show that we are a school who is passionate to promote inclusion and provide inclusive opportunities for students and the school community. So yeah, I would say Guilderland High School is ranked pretty high, Sam.
Glad to hear it. And with that being said, everybody, thank you all for watching this interview. I'm Sam Doherty with Kelly Tynan. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.